Hey Diablo fans, it's Neon Velocity, and I am here to discuss the most recent questions that you guys have asked me in the comments section of my latest Diablo II Resurrected videos. And I feel like they're great questions, so I wanted to share these questions with you all to hopefully provide exposure to some of the questions that you may have, and if I don't answer it correctly, to at least allow someone in the comment section to answer it for you. While a lot of these questions will probably be answered as we move into the technical alpha or learn more information about Diablo II Resurrected, for now I'm going to do my best to answer them, and while I may not have the answer, again, hopefully someone will. So let's just jump right into this. Devin Benora, and again I apologize if I butcher your name, it's not intentional. He asked, does anyone know if the area level system is the same? For example, pit farming. And I believe the answer to this is yes, and I think it's based off like how does the map resolution and how that all affect you. And I believe that basically all of the way that it is now and the way that it plays currently will be exactly the same in Diablo II Resurrected. So yes. Ivo asks, will there be an online mode or an auction system like it was in Diablo 3 with real money? And quite honestly, this is a fair question, but I don't foresee we're going to have an auction system in Diablo 2 Resurrected or a real money auction house like there was in Diablo 3. I think Blizzard probably won't ever go the route with a real money auction house again, but I could be wrong. I just don't think it's going to be great. And again, you know, Vicarious Visions and Blizzard at the time are trying to make a one-to-one remastered of this game, so I truly expect that never to happen in Diablo 2 Resurrected, but you can never say never. Mr. Citrus asks, where is the blood in the remaster? I hope it will come back like the original game, and this is a very fair question. I've watched quite a bit of footage of what is available out there currently, and I haven't seen a lot of blood either. But although the visuals look great, I would like to really see that blood coming out of an enemy when you're hitting them with your weapons or with your spells. I would really like to see that. Richard asks, question, I saw a streamer begging for the item to be blue. Why? Aren't legendary items better? And that mentality really kind of stems from Diablo 3 and potentially other games like Diablo. But in reality, not in Diablo 2 or Diablo 2 Resurrected, legendary items might look better, but they may not necessarily be better for you. All items actually have the potential to be better than a legendary other than whites. So yes, it's very possible that a blue item could be the best weapon for you at that time. Mafru XO asks, one question, can we still do bug rushes? LOL. And I would say most likely yes. I believe it's still available in patch 1.14. So if it is, then the answer is yes, because that will be the launch patch that Vicarious Visions and Blizzard are targeting for the release of Diablo 2 Resurrected. Cinder the Demon King asks, but is there couch co-op? And no, most likely not going to happen. While it was in Diablo 3 and most likely will be in Diablo 4, I don't foresee couch co-op coming. While that would be nice because it is coming to console. Patrick asks, question, I'm going to play it on PC. Does that mean I have to buy another Diablo 2 to play it on my console? And this is a really good question, and honestly it's something that should have been probably answered better, but it is on Diablo 2's website. And the way that this is going to work is if you want to play it on your PC, you'll have to buy the copy of the game on your PC. But if you want to go use your cross progression, for example, and go play on your Xbox, Nintendo Switch, or Sony PlayStation, you will have to own a copy of that game on there as well, and then log into your Battle.net account or however they do the linking. Paint Spot asks, how will gold pickup work in parties? I hope they don't make individual loot like on Diablo 3. So this is a question and then a statement, but I'm going to go ahead and answer both even as if they were a question. How will gold pickup work in parties? It's going to work pretty much the same. You know, if as long as you're within a certain radius and your allies or your party members pick up the gold, it's still shared amongst the team. I don't feel like that's going to change at all. And also the individual loot, like on Diablo 3, this is a very, very hot topic. I proposed this in one of my most recent videos, and quite honestly, a lot of people did not like it because it doesn't stay true to what Diablo 2 is. So I don't feel like they're going to go the individual loot route. However, I could foresee a day that if this game is extremely popular, they may try to do something on the side kind of like this, but don't hold your breath. It most likely is not to come. Boss asks, although it's a suggestion, I think it's a good thing to ask. HP bar above the enemy at the same time. So basically he's wanting to say, well, instead of just having the HP bar at the very top center of your screen, will it be above, or can we have it above the actual enemy, kind of similar to Diablo 3? I would personally like this because it would make it really easy to understand how much life that particular individual has as you highlight them with your mouse or at all times. But most likely not, because again, Vicarious Visions and Blizzard are targeting a 1-to-1 remake here, or remaster I should say. Jay Coaster asked, individual loot drops, and again, as Paint Spot said or asked, most likely not going to happen. This is just because that's what they're going to be targeting. So great question though. Justin asks, I just want to know, can I use a keyboard and mouse on console, and if Battle.net lobby is going to be the same? So at this moment, they have not confirmed if keyboard and mouse is on console. While it's something that should be done, there's no confirmation. So don't hold your breath yet, but I think it will come. I'm hoping it will come. And as for Battle.net, Battle.net will be changing because it's going to go from Battle.net 1.0, I guess is what they're going to call it, or classic Battle.net, to Battle.net 2.0. So I suspect that it will be a very similar experience, but just updated overhaul visuals with obviously the ability to link items straight from your character and so forth. So we'll see, and probably additional chat channels. So again, we'll just see how that has to play out in the technical alpha or once the game. Mike the Milkman asks, you think they'll keep multiplayer at its 8-player limit or reduce it to its 4-player limit like in Diablo 3? And it will stay exactly the same. It will be 8-player limit. If you actually go to Diablo 2's website, which I'm actually going to show a picture here in just a second on this video, but it actually shows you the 8 players on the side of the screen. Instead of it being horizontal, it's a little bit, it's obviously vertical. So yes, 8 players are still in the game. Andrea asks, Mac version? Question. Right now on Diablo 2's website, it doesn't actually show a Mac version of it being available, but don't rule it out. It's still highly possible. I'm sure someone at Blizzard will let us know eventually here, hopefully pretty soon, to let everybody know. I am Jason as, this is great. Now maybe add Axe. Well, I don't think they're going to add Axe, but if this game is very successful, there is a high chance again that Vicarious Visions and Blizzard will find it in their heart to actually expand on this game and to potentially add a downloadable content expansion. There is a rumor out there, or actually a fact out there, that David Brevik said that there was a Diablo 2 expansion that was supposed to come out that never happened. So potentially, if there's anything on that, maybe they could expand on that, since it will be an original expansion that just never made it to light. Emilio asked, no Baal, and I think the question is Baal coming in this Diablo 2 Resurrected? Because it does say Diablo 2 Resurrected, and the answer is yes. You do get Diablo 2 Classic, and you do get Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction as a part of this Diablo 2 Resurrected bundle game. Ivo asks, so will it be possible to play with friends? And this is a very tricky question, so I'm going to answer it as best as I possibly can. If you play on PC, you will only be able to play with PC players. If you play on Xbox, you'll only be able to play with Xbox players. If you play on PlayStation, you will only be able to play on PlayStation, and so forth with the Nintendo Switch. However, I do believe it would, because of cross progression, if you own a copy on PC and then go play and log into your account on your other console, as long as you're on that console, then you'll be able to play with your friends that play on that console. So while it's still not crossplay, it is still cross progression. So I do believe there's a little bit of a tricky answer there, and hopefully I answered that properly. R-Dub asks, when's the release date? And honestly, it's just TBD 2021, but if I had to be a guessing man, I'm gonna say around Q4 of 2021. That way it will give enough time for most likely Diablo Immortal's release, as it probably will happen around the summertime if I had to guess again. And then the technical alpha will happen, or maybe another technical alpha happen for Diablo 2 Resurrected before we actually get a release date. Dirk Klang asks, did they confirm a way of resetting talent points? Great video. Well, yes, there are ways to reset your stats and skills. That's already in the game. I believe it was introduced a few patches ago, so no worries there. You're going to be able to do it, and I believe you get up to 3. So make sure that you're following the guide that you want, or following the build that you want, but you do have the ability to reset your talent points and skills. Rant asks, what about unique items in Runewords? Did they keep them? Are there new ones in addition to old ones? Most of the players that play D2 want to find items not to enjoy the gameplay itself. So right now, again, no major changes are happening to this. They mentioned this, but there is a chance, again, based off the successfulness of this game, they might go ahead and do something, especially for in-game content or for ladder rewards. There's all kinds of situations at play that they're being very vague about because they most likely don't want to upset the normal Diablo 2 players that like it for the nostalgia feeling. And it's also funny that you mentioned that Diablo 2 players just want to find items, because I do believe that a lot of people love Diablo 2, but it's not so much for the gameplay, but like you said, to find those items and to get that reward once you do finally get them. Kitekeeper asks, are they going to do something about the stupid stash and needing to create 20 plus characters to store things, and fear if the room that you created gets dissolves or disappears? I mean, like, that's the first thing that came to my mind. And yes, they do have a larger inventory and a shared stash, so they know that people were making mules to go ahead and store items. This has been addressed, and it's actually a confirmed feature, and one of the very first confirmed features that they acknowledge. So it's a welcomed addition and a great quality of life change that they're making. BS Bolt asks, is single player offline going to be possible like old times? And I would assume that's a yes. I mean, they did mention that there's offline gameplay, so you should be good to go there. There was a question, I'm not sure how to say the name, but they asked what would happen to their current Diablo 2 characters that they own, and why the hell does the Amazon look so old? LOL. And if you have the copy of Diablo 2 installed right now as it is and you play on Battle.net, that will stay exactly the same. There is no transferability. So if you want to play this version of Diablo 2 that came out in the early 20 plus years ago, or about 20 years ago, that's what you can do. But if you do get Diablo 2 Resurrected, I do hope that the classes are saved on the cloud and on the Battle.net server, so it's not any type of local save at all. And the very last question that I want to answer is Jazzu asking, will there be bots doing Baal Runs? And honestly, I hope there's no bots in this game on a go forward basis, especially with the security measures that could be potentially in place that weren't not in place many years ago. I don't foresee it happening, but let's wait and find out. So those are just a few of the questions that I wanted to go ahead and answer on a video for you all, as I do feel like they're good questions to have answers to. If there's a particular question that you would like to know, feel free to let me know in the comment section below, or if you know how to answer these questions a little bit better than I did, please, again, feel free to let me know or reply to those particular questions in the comment section below. And if you're new here, make sure that you hit that like, subscribe, and bell notifications for when future videos get uploaded to the channel. And you can also find me on Twitch and Discord. Links will be in the description below. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.